It's a topic Hollywood is all too willing to ignore: the financial struggles of the everyday American. Now in 2025, Netflix released a movie called Night Always Comes, which shows the story of one woman and her struggle to survive financially. The film isn't perfect by any means, but I do think it is important as it shows how debt can destroy families. Now, even more so, the film shows how this problem is compounded when there's someone who's sick, and in our main character's case, she has a mentally disabled brother. The storyline of the film, it's pretty simple. A young woman named Lynette has a terrific deal on a home and needs $25,000 for the down payment. Now, Lynette is played by Vaness Kirby, who recently starred, if you might remember, in the 2023 movie Napoleon. Anyhow, securing a home for Lynette would mean she wouldn't have to worry about the state coming, declaring them unfit, and taking her mentally disabled brother. As she's about to close the deal, though, her deadbeat mom foolishly buys a new expensive car, and Lynette now has only one night to get the cash, or risk losing her brother. So Night Always Comes isn't a perfect movie, I think, especially the writing, but I think the story works as this underlying theme around financial desperation. I think that definitely hits home with many people. We don't see enough movies tackling this. Now, in a series of events in the film, Lynette goes from stealing from her friend's boyfriend to clashing with some thugs late at night. Now, most of the late night story I thought was kind of average. It wasn't great. There's no memorable scenes. It's a little bit of a missed opportunity with the writing, but I thought Vaness Kirby was really good in this film, and that kept the viewer, or at least me, engaged. The other characters, other than possibly Lynette's mom, who has a very small role, are really just a bore, easily forgotten. In the end, Lynette loses the deal on the home as the realtor calls her in the morning and tells her he's backing out. Lynette leaves after this as she's worried about retaliation, and her mother and brother move in with a friend. It's not the greatest ending, and once again, the story could have been better. Give us a scene maybe where Lynette makes a dangerous gamble but comes out winning, or a scene that really sticks with the viewer. As mentioned, one of the themes in this movie has to do with the everyday financial struggles of the average American. It feels like movies used to tackle this struggle more. If you remember films like John Q with Denzel Washington, it tackled the corruptness of the medical and insurance industry as he can't afford to pay for his wife's operation. Leaving Las Vegas, even, it showed Nick Cage. I know this wasn't a financial thing, but it showed a person whose man had been ruined by alcoholism. In general, films like this raised awareness around real issues people deal with. Today, Hollywood, it's more tone deaf than ever and prefer to give us the same crap over and over. So things are more expensive than ever. I think we all can agree with that. And we're seeing people, even those with $100,000 salaries, falling into big debt. Search YouTube videos and you can easily find stories of people with over $500,000 or $1 million in student loan debt. And not to digress too much, but we've got things like shrinkflation, record-breaking credit card debt around the country, increasing auto and medical costs, and it's no wonder many are struggling. To top this off, the national debt, it's $37 trillion, and Social Security is set to cut benefits by early 2030s. I think it'd be really interesting if Hollywood would do some more movies on this type of stuff. People struggling, their personal financial struggles, trying to stay afloat, because we're seeing a lot of it. We're seeing a lot of it with younger people, people in their 20s and 30s, and I know the argument on one side is going to be people, they signed up for the student loan debt, they need to pay it back, yada, 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 and that's fine, whichever position, but the fact is that it is an issue with a lot of these kids who took out debt and who are just drowning in it at this point. I think another interesting film that Hollywood could do, because they like the razzle and dazzle, would be a film on hyperinflation in the United States. It would be eye-opening for many and could really show what happens to a country when prices are changing by the hour. cash becomes essentially worthless by the day. In general, we need more movies examining this topic and not just showing, the same stuff that we see over and over. We saw during COVID movies like Contagion spike in popularity as the film dealt with the virus. Of course, it was a different type of virus, but Contagion was very popular. I know that there were some other films too that were popular. Coming back to the film, I thought Vanessa Kirby pretty much carried this movie. She's turning into a little bit of not a superstar just yet, but she's definitely getting that star power, and she's probably going to get even more roles, which is good. The writing could have been better with this. We could have had more memorable scenes during the nighttime, her taking even more extreme measures, I think, just to get that money. But overall, I definitely thought it was a decent enough movie to watch. It's not something I'd say to run out and watch, but it's something worth watching if you got nothing else to do. Anyhow, if you've seen this movie, let me know your thoughts. Appreciate it.